Hello and welcome to Bit Knits. In this tutorial, we are going to crochet some really cute heart appliques that you can use as scrubbies. I've made these in a cotton yarn, and then I bordered it with some of that scrubby yarn. You can also use these just as straight up appliques on any sort of project that you want to. You can string them up into garlands. So this applique is very versatile. You can use any kind of yarn that you want, and you can use whatever hook you want that works well with the yarn that you've picked. For this 4-weight cotton yarn that I've used, I am just using a 5mm crochet hook. You'll also need a little bit of yarn for the border, and I've got this nice purple lavender scrubby kind of yarn for the border, and a nice 4-weight cotton yarn for the heart. This is a great scrap busting type project, so go grab some of those scraps, grab your hook, and we will get started on our heart appliques. To start, we're going to work in a magic ring. If you don't like the magic ring, you can chain 3 or 4 and then slip stitch back into that first chain to create a ring. We're going to start with a round of single crochets, and we want 6 single crochets in that magic ring. I'm going to go ahead and chain 1, and this does not count as anything. It's just kind of closes up our ring, and I'm going to work 6 single crochets right into that ring. I'm going to pull my ring closed and join with a slip stitch to the top of that first single crochet that we did. Let's get my tail out of the way and just pull through everything. You should have 6 single crochets for round 1. Round 2, I'm going to chain 1, and round 2 we're going to work 2 half double crochets into every stitch around. That chain 1 does not count as anything. So I'm going to yarn over and put my hook in that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, back through all 3 of those loops, and that's a half double crochet. That's my first half double crochet. I'm going to work 1 more right back in that same stitch. Move to the next stitch and work 2 half double crochets into that stitch. And 2 half double crochets into each stitch all the way around. At the end of this round, you should have 12 total stitches. After you've worked into every stitch, you're going to have this kind of false stitch here. We want to skip that false stitch and join with a slip stitch to our first half double crochet. If you're unsure, you can always count your stitches and make sure that you have 12. For round 3, we're going to go ahead and chain 1. This does not count as anything, and we're going to work 2 double crochets into each stitch all the way around. So yarn over into that same stitch, work a double crochet, one more double crochet in that same stitch, two double crochets in the next stitch, and two double crochets into every stitch all the way around. 24 total stitches at the end of round number 3. I've got my 24 stitches. I'm going to skip that false stitch right there, find the top of my first double crochet, and slip stitch to that stitch to join. You should have something that looks just like this. For round 4, this is where things get a little bit crazy. We're going to work through it slowly, but we're going to create that heart shape. We're going to skip the first 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and in that 4th one, we're going to work a double treble, 8 total double trebles. So you yarn over 3 times, 1, 2, 3, put your hook in to that stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, back through 2, yarn over, back through 2, yarn over, back through 2, and yarn over, back through 2. That's 1. I need 7 more in that very same stitch. So you yarn over 3 times, put your hook in that same stitch, and then you just yarn over and pull back through 2 to work off all of those loops on your hook. Do it again. You want a total of 8 of these stitches in that same stitch. So I've got 3. Keep doing this until I have 8 total. You can kind of scoot your stitches over. It's going to get a little bit crowded in that one stitch. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. All right, I have my 8 double trebles in that stitch. We're going to work 2 trebles, so yarn over twice, and in that same stitch, work 2 trebles. And this just kind of shapes the top of our heart. Into that very next stitch, so kind of pull all of your stitches over so you can see where that next stitch is. We're going to work 2 trebles. So yarn over twice, and in that very next stitch, work 2 trebles. Into the very next stitch, we're going to work a double crochet. Into the next stitch, a half double crochet. Over the next 3 stitches, we're just going to work 1 single crochet. So a single crochet in the next 3. We're going to work a half double crochet into the next. Into the next stitch, we're going to work a double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet into that same stitch. So working sort of a V-stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, all in the same stitch. We're going to work up the next side, the other side of our heart, and we're going to just basically be repeating what we did up this side or down this side. So into the next, we want a half double crochet, a single crochet over the next 3, half double crochet into the next, oops, if I can grab that yarn, half double crochet into the next, double crochet into the next, two treble crochets into the next stitch, try that one again. We've got one, let's do one more treble in that stitch. Into the next, we're going to work our tall stitches. So we're going to work our 2 trebles in the next to start. And after you work your 2 trebles, you're going to work those 8 double trebles into that same stitch. So yarn over 3 times, drop a loop, and then work back through 2, back through 2, back through 2, and back through 2. And you're going to want 8 of those tall stitches in that same stitch. So you have your 2 treble crochets to start, and now we need 8 double trebles. So I already have 1. I'm going to work 7 more into that same stitch. Once you have your 8 double trebles in that stitch, you should already have your 2 trebles. So 2 trebles, 8 double trebles. We're going to slip stitch to join. I like to slip stitch down into the previous round in between the double crochet, just to kind of bring that heart shape over as much as I can. You can slip stitch and then see how you like it. Maybe try a couple different spots in that area as you're slip stitching that 4th round to join. You can fasten off at this point once you're happy with where you have slip stitched. And now we're going to go ahead and put on a border. I'm going to go ahead and grab that scrubby yarn. And I'm just going to work a slip knot onto my hook. This yarn is not the easiest to work with, so bear with me. We're going to join in the very bottom chain 1 space. And if you aren't changing colors, you probably still want to fasten off and join down here. Although you totally could just work single crochets around. You're going to need to add 2 single crochets in some of these tall stitches just to kind of get around that curve, and so your heart doesn't kind of bunch in on itself. All right, so let's start this again so we can see what we're doing. We're just going to slip stitch right in that chain 1 space. I'm going to go ahead and work 2 single crochets in that chain 1 space. A single crochet in the next 11 stitches. Two single crochets into the next 7. So 2 single crochets in each of those. If you have really tight tension, you may need to add a single crochet, an extra one here and there, so your heart lays flat and it doesn't get too bunched in on itself around these curves up at the top. At the top center, I am just going to work a single crochet into that space down here from round 3, just to get a nice center stitch. You can pull it up tall, make that single crochet tall. We're going to work 2 single crochets in the next 7. And down this side, we're just going to be working 1 single crochet. And like I said, if you find that your heart is not laying as flat as you would like it to, it could be because you don't have enough single crochets around these turns. So if you add a few single crochets to some of those top stitches, it will help it lie a little bit more flat. So single crochets down the side. And to finish, I'm going to add a single crochet in the same chain 1 space, and then attempt to join with a slip stitch with this yarn. It's difficult to work with. Fasten off. Pull that tight. Weave in your ends. And you've got a heart. You can sandwich 2 of these together and join them around, and that would make a really nice sort of scrubby heart. You can keep these individual as appliques. You can hang them into garlands, whatever you want to do with them. They're a very fun, quick, nice project. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.